So recently the Ice Bucket Challenge crawled out from the depths of hell in the form of the USC Ice Bucket Challenge.
Hi, I'm Canyon Pippin. Thank you for Taylor Pippin for nominating me for the USC Ice Bucket Challenge, and I nominate Easton333. You have 24 hours to complete it.
And from what I've seen, it seems to be for mental health this time. What dumping a bag of ice on your skull has to do with mental health, aside from maybe knocking out a brain cell from your cranium, I could not tell you. And luckily, since I haven't gotten nominated, I've had the time to think about some of the other trends that this godforsaken place that we call the internet has cultivated. So I decided to talk about those this week.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so this one should be pretty obvious. I literally talked about it in the intro. But this thing has existed for a good 9 years now, going on 10 next summer. But the challenge itself is pretty simple. You get nominated by a friend or family, and you go on camera and dump ice on your head. Originally, it was used to promote awareness to ALS, and that is... well, it's a fucking disease, alright? And to the Ice Bucket Challenge's credit, it worked! This is the only good challenge, I'd say. It's nice and fun, promotes awareness, and now that it's back, it's promoting mental health. Awesome! And hey, you know what? If this video can reach something like 5,000 views, I'll go outside and dump some ice on my head. But now the fun's over, because we're moving on to the Milk Crate Challenge.
Uh-oh.
And it's that little baby. Once you make this one, you good, what? Oh, shit, shit, oh!
So what even is the Milk Crate Challenge? Well, it's where you would go out and stack some milk crates in a podium format, and then you go try and scale it. You know, because it was like a staircase. You see the vision, right? Well, if you don't, then that's probably for the best, because surprise, surprise, people started falling through the milk crate.
Well, he got it too.
That's actually hilarious.
Because obviously milk crates aren't stable enough to support you, you fucking idiot. Are you kidding me? Look at them. And you think, yeah, bro, I could walk up that. No, you can't. You weigh like 200 fucking pounds, man. It takes a fat ass to recognize a fat ass, and I am telling you that neither of us could do that. And so, to what should have been nobody's surprise, in August of 2021, people started breaking their wrists, tearing their ACLs, and I'm pretty sure some dude fucked up his spine. And so he's probably thinking about this trend every day on account of the fact that he can't... well, I don't think I should finish that joke. Either way, yeah, this was stupid as shit, and take that from me, Milkmandias. I've literally got milk in my name.
Fuck you, you bitch.
Your mama.
Yo, mama. Yo, bald-headed ass.
You man.
Does anybody remember the Benadryl challenge? I sure as hell don't. I just learned about it while researching this video and thought, yeah, that sounds a little dangerous, so it's good enough. And well, yeah, I was definitely right. And that probably makes you ask, Milkman, what is the Benadryl challenge? Do you do something like cook with it or something wacky but unsafe like that? And to that question, I say, wouldn't that be nice? But this challenge is actually much simpler. Do you have Benadryl? Take it. Take a lot of it. Take it all, really.
Give me some more, even more, dear. Come on. Wait a minute.
And now you've done the challenge. Congrats! Also, go see a doctor because you're about to see the Hat Man and die on the floor. And that was literally the whole challenge. So, if you don't know, Benadryl is a tablet that you take for like allergies or mosquitoes and shit. It sounds pretty useful to me, but if you take it in high doses, well...
Chicken jockey.
And so people started doing that. Thankfully, it wasn't as widespread, and once TikTok noticed that people were doing the tweak out on the floor challenge, they said, yeah, don't do that. And so people stopped caring. But this is where I'm going to have to take an immediate serious turn to say that you should never do this, being that in 2023, a child died after 6 days in the ICU because of this challenge. I won't go super in depth because it's a silly little YouTube video, and I'm really not trying to make you want to kill yourself, man. But yeah, this is really dangerous. Don't do it. Actually, how about you just don't do drugs that are going to make you overdose, alright? That seems like a good rule of thumb right there. But now, I think it's time for something even more sinister and challenging than Benadryl.
I'm about to blow.
Cut. Reset.
Deadly uppercut, take 2.
Action. Cut.
Who hired this guy? What the fuck? Deadly uppercut, take 19.
I can't really find proof of this one, but the name was insane, so I'm including it. But according to Wikipedia, this was a challenge where you just hurt people. You hurt the other participants. You know how in the Milk Crate Challenge there was like still kind of a chance of you getting out unscathed? Yeah, well, this doesn't even try and hide it. You just hurt people and that's it. Don't die. What kind of game is that? I also saw a video while researching this of I Show Speed doing the pass out challenge. What? Really? You couldn't think of anything more fun and challenging? That's not a challenge. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just move on. We've got yet another crime. I know, we're one away from a hat trick at this point because of these sick fucks. Basically, this challenge consisted of taking a gallon of liquid and smashing it on the floor. Usually water or milk. Now, I guess that's not too bad on its own. It's still kind of fucked up, and I'm sure the cow would probably not be happy about that. But, you know, shit happens, and every man needs his clicks, right? But what makes this challenge so bad? Well, probably the fact that you were meant to do it in a supermarket. And if you're wondering where we're at, I'll tell you what, it wasn't after checkout, and it wasn't in line to buy it, and it wasn't on the way to checkout. Nope, you were meant to take it out of the freezer and instantly slam it on the fucking floor. All the while pretending it was an accident, so you wouldn't get in trouble. But according to Wikipedia, participants of this challenge have sustained injuries and received punishments from legal authorities, including the 3 teenagers who originally started the phenomenon. So I guess they did get in trouble. Am I right? Wait, did you just say sustained injury? From smashing milk on the floor. Milk. They smashed milk on the floor and they got injured? They got injured. They were harmed, as in pain. Pain. They got hit? Were they beat?
Starting us off at number 10, it's number 7. At number 9, it's number 8. And at number 7, it's number 9. But look out.
Now, if you saw my video on shitty YouTubers, then you'd remember that I had a few dishonorable mentions before I got to what I personally think was the worst. And so here are a couple of those, but for challenges. Cinnamon challenge. Your job was simple. A spoonful of cinnamon straight into your gaping maw. And if you don't know, a spoonful of any powder in any form is fucking painful. The Fluffy Bunny or Chubby Bunny challenge. This was a challenge where you take a bunch of jumbo marshmallows and cram those into your gaping maw. And try and say Chubby Bunny or Fluffy Bunny, it really doesn't matter. Don't die and you win. Or outlast your opponent like a gladiator-style duel to the death. That one watermelon thing, I don't know the name of this one, but your goal was to make a watermelon explode with rubber bands. And that's it. Don't get hit, I suppose. It spawned in this funny-ass video.
That's the last rubber band I had.
I did see someone try this with spoiled milk, and that went about as bad as any rational person would expect constricting spoiled milk would expect it to.
All right, let's do this. Ready? 3, 2. Fuck.
Tide Pod challenge. Eat a Tide Pod. Eat it. Condom challenge. We are not going to talk about the one where you stick it through your nose and pull it out your mouth, because... What? We're going to talk about the one I showed to my mom when I was 5, not knowing what a condom was and finding the video funny. And that consists of filling a random condom with water and dropping it on your head. And that creates this. But I think that's enough of the random challenges I wanted to mention. What's the worst? Imagine you are in school. Horrifying, I know, but really imagine with me here. You're in middle school, and you think to yourself, man, I really gotta use the bathroom. And so you decide to raise your hand, and the teacher sets you free from your class for 5 minutes, so you walk to the bathroom if you're a God-fearing man and not a cretin who will walk around the entire school for 20 minutes, you fucking assholes. But then you get to the bathroom, and you have to ask yourself one question. Where'd everything go? Yeah, the devious lick challenge is by far the worst of them all. What is the challenge? Go and steal something, usually from your school, and then you just have it now. Do with that what you will. And this became an extremely widespread challenge. And I guess, to be fair, it was a challenge. It was just an annoying one. And a crime. A crime! You're committing crimes! And no, people weren't dying, so I guess you can still say that the one with Benadryl is more dangerous. But if you were in school at the time, it was miserable. Especially being in middle school, dude. You walked into the bathroom and the entire fucking thing was gone. Someone at my school stole a urinal. A urinal! I'd piss in that. Why would you steal it? What do you even do with the urinal? But it wasn't just that. It was paper towels, masks, because that one thing was happening at the time, soap dispensers, urinals, as I just said, toilets, smartboards, microscopes, mirrors, and apparently ceiling tiles. Again, what the fuck do you do with that? A ceiling tile? Really? A ceiling tile. Okay. And so, obviously, the schools would, try and stop kids from, robbing them blind. Or not blind, because recording your crimes is actually some pretty damning evidence, you fucking idiots. And to be honest, I'm not sure how that went for other schools or maybe your school, but our school forced us to be escorted to the bathrooms by school security guards. And there were designated security guards too. How they had the budget for that, I couldn't tell you. It was a public school. But hey, I mean, use what you got, right? But thankfully for the schools, TikTok eventually stepped in and started banning the hashtags and banning videos with the Devious Lick Challenge. And eventually we were all set free from our empty fucking schools. I remember so distinctly that there was literally nothing in our bathrooms at one point. I was surprised we even had a door. So yeah, by far the worst TikTok challenge was the Devious Lick. I like my schools having shit in them. I'm more than glad that godforsaken trend is gone. And once again, 5k views and I dumped some ice on my head. Subscribe.